What's good, peeps? How's everyone doing? All right, let's crack on and see what's going on in the world of boxing. I am going to talk about AJ versus Andy Ruiz Jr. at length, 1st of June 2019. I was going to do a separate video, but might as well just chuck it on the end of this one. So if you want to fast forward to that, I've done the timestamps in the description. You can just fast forward, but why not? Why not just stay with me and listen to what else I've got to say? What else are you doing? What else are you doing, people? That's the day. I'm not joking. I nearly had a heart attack. Okay, that's a bit of an exaggeration. In fact, that's a big exaggeration. But my heart rate did go up massively. If a doctor was near me and they fucking put all those things on your body, what are they called, where they test out your pulse, your heart rate, they would have been like, what's happening? That was one day, boy. All right, Frank Warren on Anthony Joshua. Fury has better jab, chin, punch, speed, and footwork. Easy fight then, right? I mean, it's an easy fight, surely. I don't know about all these stuff, actually. What's it? Better jab. Does Fury have a better jab than AJ? Don't know about that. Don't know about that. In fact, I'd say no, he doesn't have a better jab. Chin? Fury's been down as well, you know. I mean, it's like we discount that Fury has been knocked down. I'm not just talking about the Wilder fights. I mean, other fights in the past, when he was coming up, he got put down by a few guys that were, or a guy that was a journeyman, and obviously Steve Cunningham put him down hard as well. So he can go down as well. He just doesn't, like wobble like AJ does he? You know, I don't know what that is. Punch, behave. Speed, is he faster than AJ? Don't know about that. Footwork, 100%. Look, let's just get it done. Then we'll see, right? All these questions will be answered once those two get in the ring. But I do feel like Fury has better boxing fundamentals than AJ. I think we all know that. So this isn't nothing new. But I'm not having that Fury has all those things better than AJ. Let the discussions begin. What do you guys think? So again, Warren said Fury has a better jab, better chin, punch. That's bullshit. Is he talking punch power or punch in terms of technique, speed, and footwork? I would give Fury, I think, 3 of those, but not everything. Bob Arum, Tyson Fury versus Anthony Joshua deal can be done in one day. Okay. I feel like he's alluding to the fact that he's ready, Warren's ready. I'm still half asleep here. Warren's ready, but that maybe AJ and his team don't want to get it done because he's trying to make it sound like it's easy. Whereas we think, I say we, but us boxing fans think it's a complicated deal to get done and there's so many sort of bits and bobs that need to be ticked off. Arum saying, well, no, that is not the case. We can get it done in one day. Interesting. What's this? Ben Davison, Wilder is always dangerous. Fury is the more versatile fighter. I mean, that's a pretty obvious statement, isn't it? Moving on. What's this? Eddie Hearn. What's this? All this Fury AJ or something? Eddie Hearn, two veries, confident Fury Joshua will happen in 2021. Can it happen? I don't know. Not sure about that. Yeah, maybe. It's just that there are sort of a few hurdles. Those hurdles being coronavirus right now. And the reason I say that is because the coronavirus then stalls the Deontay Wilder Tyson Fury fight. And then obviously Dylan White's got to get his shot. Has he got to get his shot? He should have to get his shot, right? So then you're talking another few months and then potentially AJ Fury. But AJ's got to have maybe 2 fights in between that as well. He's got to have Pulev and then maybe the acid test against Usyk. Usyk's not going to give up his mandatory spot. But when's Chisora going to fight Usyk? And is Chisora going to beat Usyk? Is Usyk going to beat Chisora? There's a few hurdles here, trust me. So that very, I would remove one very and give it just a single very. But we'll see. Tyson Fury, this is not me, guys. This is just a list of stuff here. Tyson Fury, another Fury story here, deserves the biggest contract in boxing, says Warren. Why? What am I missing here? Why does he deserve the biggest contract in boxing? It's interesting. Like, why? Like, why? There are fighters out there, top-rated fighters, that fight legit star after legit star after legit star. Like, literally fight guys that are ranked top 15 all the time. I mean, I'm not going to forget that this is a Tyson Fury. Yes, he beat Deontay Wilder, and I gave him as much praise for that as possible. But let's not forget, Otto Volin was chucked in there. Tom Schwartz was chucked in there. Like, for me, for you to get the biggest contract in boxing, which, again, I think is a ridiculous statement. I mean, you've got to be doing it against the top guys all the time. You can't be cherry-picking a Tom Schwartz when you want to. And Otto Volin, although Otto Volin put in a good performance, it was still a big cherry pick. You've got to be, like, fighting top guys all the time. You can't, because you beat Deontay Wilder, now you should be given the biggest contract in boxing. Again, what's going on? Like, can we all take a step back and look at the bigger picture here? Let's calm down. Let's calm down. That was a good performance against Deontay Wilder. Can we see it again against another top guy for the next sort of 2-3 years? Please. Fucking hell, man. Jeez, going crazy. Like, biggest contract in boxing. Do me a favour. Derek Chisora, I'll be all over USYK. I won't stop chucking leather. I mean, that's his best bet, right? He's not going to want to stand off and have a boxing match with USYK. I mean, that won't go down too well. I feel stupid even talking about this fight because I don't know what's going on with it, if I'm honest with you. I'm guessing this fight's going to happen 2021. So, yeah, we'll see what happens when they fight. But that is Chisora's best bet. I mean, Chisora's, I guess, got this, I don't know, mindset that if he lands one clean, it's over. I doubt it will be. I doubt it will be. What's this? Terence Crawford. Pacquiao wants to fight. I think it can get made. Well, that's, I don't know. Does he? Got to hear from Pacquiao. I've got to hear Pacquiao say that. Because I remember when Amir Khan last year said that him and Pacquiao were signed to fight in Saudi Arabia. And then a reporter, I think Pacquiao was getting ready for the Keith Thurman fight. A reporter asked Pacquiao and he's like, I don't know what you're talking about. And everyone in the room started laughing. So I've got to see Pacquiao say the same thing. I doubt Pacquiao would want to fight Crawford. I feel like someone's asked Pacquiao, would you fight Crawford? And he's probably done what Pacquiao always does, which, yeah, no problem. But that means nothing, right? I mean, I think Pacquiao would rather fight Mikey than Terence. Not that he's scared of Terence, but it's just an easier fight for the same amount of money. True. All right, what's this one? Mayweather, I want to help black fighters grow. It's okay, I'm training Davis rival Haney. Is it okay? Is it okay if you're, I don't know, what is Mayweather to Gervonta Davis, by the way? Is it manager or promoter? Like, what is he? But is that okay, though, that your manager is training your rival? Don't know if that is okay. I mean, I get what Floyd is saying. I get the statement. But I don't know if that's cool. I don't know. I'm trying to, like, I was talking to someone about this yesterday. And I was like, well, why should Gervonta Davis be upset? He's only training Haney. I mean, come on. Gervonta Davis could reach out to Mayweather as well. But then I thought about it. And if I'm Gervonta Davis and I've been going back and forth with Haney, not really beefing, but, you know, back and forth nonetheless. And the guy behind me, or supposed to be behind me, the guy helping me, Mayweather, is now training that guy. I would be like, well, what the fuck's going on here, bro? Like, whose team are you on? Like, you know, like, what's going on? So it is a bit strange. Devin Haney has known Mayweather for a few years. There has been some photos going around of Devin Haney when I think he was like 10 or even younger at the Mayweather camp. So he's probably known, or Mayweather's probably had that relationship with Devin Haney a lot longer than the relationship with Gervonta Davis. So I can kind of understand why Mayweather's wanting to help, but it is a bit strange. All right, moving on. LAILA Ali demanded $5 million for Claressa Shields fight. Okay, it's quite a lot of money. But hey, demand it, right? Ask for it. I mean, all you can do is ask. You can say no, and then you don't get it. Or they come back with an offer close to it. Did she really want the fight? She's a fighter. I think she would fight Claressa Shields. She just wants to get paid. Some would argue she's a bigger name than Claressa Shields. I don't know if she is. I mean, I hate saying these statements when I'm not based in America. I don't know. Please, American guys, chirp in. Is Laila Ali a bigger name than Clarissa Shields? Didn't Laila Ali have a program in America? I can't remember, like a little show for a while. Obviously, she's the daughter of Muhammad Ali as well. She's a former champion boxer herself, so she might just be a bigger name. She's probably thinking, I bring more to the table than you. But that fight was never going to happen, just because they can't pay her that money. It's not that big a fight to pay her that kind of money. What else we got here? HRGOVIC would fight Joshua tomorrow if deal came, says promoter. HRGOVIC would. He would. I wonder what next for HRGOVIC. I wonder what next. I'm trying to think of, like, I wouldn't mind seeing, if Joe Joyce beats Daniel Dubois, then I wouldn't mind seeing Joe Joyce versus HRGOVIC. If Dubois beats Joe Joyce, I don't know. I think Dubois should swerve HRGOVIC for now. The reason I say Joe Joyce should fight him, because we know Joe Joyce is on the fast track, right? He's on the fast track and HRGOVIC is a good name, whereas Daniel Dubois is still building. And I would swerve HRGOVIC because I think HRGOVIC is one dangerous MF. Swerve that guy completely. It's weird now seeing the footage that's been going around of HRGOVIC sparring Deontay Wilder, and he's only 19 at the time. And I mean, him and Deontay Wilder, are going toe to toe, like leather for leather. So HRGOVIC has been there and done it. A good amateur record. I was there when he beat Molina in Saudi Arabia, and Molina didn't want to know from round one. Like, Molina got tagged with something, and he was just on the back foot all the time. He's a dangerous fighter. He's big, he's strong, very, very dangerous. Swerve him if you can. Holyfield only wants to face fighters his age. Can we just scrap this? Can we scrap this Holyfield, Tyson thing, Riddick Bowe? Just scrap it all, please, if you don't mind. All right, what's this one? George Floyd's family accepts Mayweather's offer to pay for his funeral. Yeah, good on Floyd. I saw this story, I think yesterday. Not surprised. This is Floyd, right? This is the side that not many people like to talk about. He does a lot of things like this. Obviously, we know that he paid for Joe Frazier's funeral. Yeah, that just Floyd does a lot of charity work behind the scenes that doesn't get spoken about. And herein lies the problem. When he does come out and say he does these things, people say, oh, you're bragging, do it in silence. When he does it in silence, people say, oh, Floyd doesn't help the community. He can't win. Okay, you can't win. I mean, you put it out there that you are helping someone. It's like, stop bragging, stop showing off. You know, just do it quietly. And then when you do it quietly, right, where no one knows what you're doing, everyone's like, oh, but Floyd does nothing to help his community. All he does is show off in his private jets and his Bugattis and his Rolls Royce. This world we live in, man. Fucking hell. All right, anything else to quickly talk about? All right, this is interesting. British board feels some smaller promoters will go out of business. This highlights where there needs to be this money from the top coming down. It has to happen. The big promoters have to feed some of their money, some of their profits to some of these smaller promoters. These smaller shows obviously rely on gate receipts, right? Ticket receipts. They don't have TV deals. They rely on gate receipts. And obviously we know that there's going to be no fights in front of fans probably until 2021. These smaller shows are dead. These smaller shows, which produce some of the talent that we see now, by the way, some of these guys that are fighting for world titles, European titles, come from those smaller shows. Not all of them are signed straight away to Matchroom and Frank Warren. They're kind of plucked when they're like 8-0, 9-0, and whatever, and then they go on to do big things. But the smaller shows are so important, for the growth of British boxing. And I feel like it's a duty, not just from the British Boxing Board of Control, but from Matchroom and Queensberry Promotions to kind of drip feed some of these guys, some of these promoters, some money. You've got to, or they'll die. And if they die, it will have a trickle effect to some of the bigger promoters, you know. It will. Again, a lot of the guys that we see now are plucked from these small shows. It's so important that they get help. And let's hope they do get help and they don't go out of business. What we got now quickly. Dana White not interested in White and Ngannou, not thinking about boxing. This is interesting, right? Because, I mean, Eddie Hearn has been pushing this for the last week. Has been pushing it. Not just on his own channel, but on IFL TV, on Sky Sports. There was supposed to be an e-press conference, which I believe was filmed, but Ngannou's side has pulled it, saying don't release it. So he was acting like this is going to go ahead. Dana White just shut it down completely, saying not interested. Like, why am I interested in a crossover fight when I'm trying to just fix what's going on in the UFC right now in terms of obviously their revenues being cut because of no fights in front of fans. So it's like, did Eddie Hearn even speak to Dana before all this like talk of Ngannou-White, or did he just make this up or what? Because Dana White again just shut it down completely. Like no, ain't happening. Move on. That story has been quickly put to bed. I think that's it. Let's have a look. Yeah, there's other bits and bobs about Fury and Dillian White, but I feel like we've covered that. I think the next thing we need to cover is 1st of June 2019. Let's talk about it, people. All right, so let's talk about AJ Andy Ruiz very quickly. We don't need to talk about it too much. We all know what happened, right? We all know what happened in the subsequent rematch as well. But that fight was a year and 2 days ago today. So 1st of June 2019, when I nearly had a heart attack. Yeah, I remember exactly where I was. I'm never going to forget where I was. I was in South Africa. I rented an Airbnb, and I got the fight on a stream. Yeah, it was. I got the fight on a stream. It's funny how Sky are obviously talking about that now, right? Sky is showing what happened to AJ 1st of June 2019. If AJ didn't beat Ruiz in the rematch, they wouldn't be showing shit. That's fact, right? They wouldn't be talking about it. None of them would. Eddie Hearn wouldn't, Matchroom wouldn't, AJ himself wouldn't, right? But because of what he done in the rematch, it's now okay, I guess, to talk about 1st of June 2019. To understand how big an upset that was at the time, and I say at the time because I do believe that Andy Ruiz is going to go on, I hope, to do some good things. And then I think it's not going to be looked at as that big an upset, if that makes any sense. Like, I think Mike Tyson, Buster Douglas was looked at as a big upset just because Buster Douglas, although he went on a bit of an unbeaten run after he came back 4 years after losing to Holyfield, Buster Douglas didn't beat anyone after that. So it's looked at as a bigger upset. Whereas I hope that Andy Ruiz goes on to do some good things. But you almost have to go back a bit to understand why it was considered such a big upset at the time. Let's not forget AJ was supposed to fight Jarrell Miller. And people were not happy about that, right? People were absolutely livid about AJ fighting Jarrell Miller. I wasn't. I mean, yes, I wanted to see AJ versus Wilder. We all did. But I wasn't too upset about AJ fighting Jarrell Miller. I thought for a first fight in the States, I thought Jarrell Miller was actually a good name to pick, right? Jarrell Miller was selling that fight until obviously Jarrell Miller popped for every drug we know. So then when it went down to Andy Ruiz, bear in mind, people were upset about Jarrell Miller. When it went down to Andy Ruiz and non-hardcore boxing fans saw Andy Ruiz, they had heart attacks. I mean, literally, they were frothing from their mouth. Oh, this is a disgrace. AJ's a disgrace. Matchroom's a disgrace. Look at him. How can AJ 6'5" monster fight him? I mean, fucking hell. The old adage of never judging a book by its cover never rang so true. Never rang so true. AJ, the Greek god, and 5 foot. What is it, Andy Ruiz? 5'11", 6 foot max. Out of shape. Let's be honest. He's out of shape. Didn't look good. In condition anyway, maybe physical shape and size, but in terms of his body condition, didn't look great, right? So people were not happy about that. And even leading up to the fight, the predictions were coming in. Oh, AJ, 4th round knockout, 3rd round. I mean, no one went past 7 or 8. I mean, there's only a few that said, oh, Ruiz could give him some problems, but AJ should get it done sort of mid to late. So those people were saying sort of 8, 9, 10. Boy. So we all sit down, we tune in to watch this fight. This is AJ's first fight in America. He's done the rounds, he's been on some chat shows. Brand AJ is in full swing. This was it. AJ being introduced to the American public. You beat Andy Ruiz, then obviously it sets up the Deontay Wilder fight. The biggest fight in boxing history. Not, but up there. I knew from the first minute we had a problem. Not joking. Not because of the AJ walking to the ring and AJ in the corner and his body language looking off. No, I didn't really think of that, if I'm honest with you. I knew just from the first minute and a half, 90 seconds, that it's going to be a tough fight. Like, Andy Ruiz's hand speed shocked me. And I had watched Andy Ruiz against Joseph Parker, but I just don't remember that hand speed. I didn't remember it. Maybe because Joseph Parker's got pretty fast hands as well. And I knew we had a problem. But I thought we had a get out card when AJ landed that left hook. When AJ landed that left hook, I thought, oh, thank God for that. Like, whew, you know, wipe the sweat off the brow. By then, my heart rate and pulse had gone through the window. Like, my heart rate is already kind of spiked for a big fight. But when it's someone that you are a fan of, you know, no shame of saying I'm a fan of AJ, it spikes a bit more. But when he landed that punch, I was like, thank God. When AJ got put down, oh, I can laugh about it now. It wasn't funny at the time. When AJ got put down, hay fever, man, it's killing me. I'm not crying about AJ. When AJ got put down, I go silent. Like, I'm not one of those people that watch a boxing match and start screaming. I'm just watching it. I'm trying to study it and learn. I just went silent. I was by myself anyway, but I just went silent. Couldn't believe it. But I thought, all right, get up, survive the round. When he got put down again, I knew it was over. That was done. It was over. And I couldn't make sense of it all. Like, honestly, it was almost like a calculation on the wall. And I was just like trying to calculate everything, like pi minus sort of x over y divided by 17 plus 3.1415965. Couldn't make sense of it. I was all over the place in my head. When the referee stopped it, I was just, even now thinking about it, I thought, wait a minute. I honestly was like, wait, have we overhyped AJ or we underhyped Ruiz? I think the truth lies in the middle, all right? The truth lies in the middle. Still does lie in the middle. I think AJ needs to make vast improvements. I think he has made improvements. But I was shocked. Again, this was the American party. This was it. Right, this is Madison Square Garden, the mecca of boxing. They had picked someone out that they wanted you to beat up and impress the American public. Look at this guy. Oh my God, look at him. He's good looking. He's got the physique. He's got all the belts. He just came to America, Deontay Wilder's backyard, and knocked out someone. Hey. And it just went horribly wrong. Horribly wrong. I mean, even AJ giving his belts over to him in the press conference and stuff, like, how dare you? How dare you do that? Boy, again, you can look back and you can like laugh at it now because he got his belts back. But that was a lesson, boy. That was a lesson in humility. That was a lesson in don't judge a book by its cover. That was a lesson in us boxing fans almost like dismissing someone because of his appearance. And like, boxing isn't about appearance. I think we know that, right? It's not. Boxing's about what have you got in here and how good are you with these. And I think Andy Ruiz that day got up off the canvas after a big left hook, you know, big left hook. AJ put everything into that left hook, got up off the canvas, dusted himself down and showed he had a lot of heart. And he's very good at these and caused what I think is one of the biggest upsets in boxing history. Peace.